It's the first Wednesday of the month. What does that mean? Well, we go over what we ended up picking up last month. That's right. We take a little trip and we go back in the past to see what we ended up picking up throughout the entire month of September. Oh man, time is flying past. We're now in fall. We're all going over. The trees are changing. It's all crazy right now. So before we end up diving into this, if you want to end up having a haul of your own, well, actually, we'll save that for later. So what we end up doing with this, the breakdown, is we end up having the system that I picked up from my friend Tyler, where he ends up going manga, which normally we don't have manga, so we're not going to be super excited about that. But we got we go indie, DC, and finish off with Marvel. That's right, we wrap it up with Marvel. So let's take a time and reflect what we picked up throughout the entire month of September. You better buckle up because this is a pretty big one. And here we go. Starting off with the indies. I believe this is one of those as indie as you can end up getting. We ended up seeing the stream that OmniDog was doing with Bunkmaster B, and I can't remember the other ghosts. I apologize for that. But they were talking about this book that made me immediately want to pick it up, and it's from 23rd, and that says Drome. And I have to say, eventually I'm probably going to do a review on this because I love this. The art is fantastic, and the art style is a little bit different, and the way that the storytelling is pretty spot on. But enough with that. Let's go over to the next book that we ended up picking up. Found this over in the wilds. We ended up picking up the Walmart exclusive of The Last Ronin #2, a deluxe version of Resolution. So we ended up picking that up at a decent price. And like I said, this is an exclusive Walmart cover. All right. So that covers our indies. Because, yeah, that covers the indies because the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is IDW. And then Drome is 23rd. So next to go is DC. Yeah. So we'll start off with the big one that we were excited about picking up, and that is going to be Wonder Woman by Greg Rucka. This is volume 1. I wanted this to go aside with our Gail Simone in the library to have a compounding or a comparison between the two. And after reading Gotham Central, I wanted to get more Rucka into the fray. So we ended up picking up this, and I've heard nothing but good things about this run. Down. And then, as you know, September 20th was Batman Day. So you know what we ended up doing? That's right, we had a Batman haul. Good old Cape Crusader, we ended up picking up Volume 1, Volume 2, and Volume 3 of Grant Morrison's Batman. Just in case you want to see the covers, here's 1. Here's 2. And here's 3. But we're not done with Batman yet. What do we mean? Well, we also picked up Batman by Tom King, Volume 1. So far, I loved what we ended up reading of Tom King. I loved his Supergirl, that Woman of Tomorrow. I loved Mr. Miracle. And that was enough to be able to get it in there. Plus, it was Batman month. Plus, Batman's kiddo's favorite character. Well, at least on the DC side. Deadpool might be giving him a run for that. But anyways, I regress. So we ended up having to add that to the collection. So the Cape Crusader wraps up the entire DC line that we have that we picked up this month. So that leaves us with Marvel. Marvel, we have an interesting situation that we ended up picking up. Well, I guess a trade is a good way of saying it, because we did go shopping over at Ollie's and we ended up finding the Surfers Thanos Quest. I guess this is volume 6 of Surfer at a screaming deal of $10, where this is normally $40 to pick this up as a cover price. So that was something that we ended up picking up. But our smaller books, as I go stop there, we have an OHC of X-Men Battle of the Atom. So the main reason I picked this up is because I was reviewing Crisis Wolverine relist, and this is on there. So I ended up picking this up there because of that. So I don't know the reasoning behind it, but it was enough of a reason for me to go pick that up. And a little bit more Ollie's action with the Savage She-Hulk. Another solid book that we ended up picking up. A book that instantly became pretty much an out-of-print book, and it's a little bit crazy and some excitement behind it, is The Spectacular Spider-Man by J.M. Mateus and Sal Buscema. So that was a nice little book that we ended up picking up. I knew we didn't have this book, but it was also on Crisis's list for Wolverine, so that's why we ended up picking up, because Wolverine's one of our core characters. Let's just be honest. He's one of our core characters that we need to be picking up, and him, Spider-Man, Venom are pretty much, if it's there, we're going to pick it up. So what we ended up getting is Weapon X, The Return. Yeah, it doesn't focus on Wolverine so much, but it is definitely Weapon X, which that's what Wolverine is. Then we also ended up picking up a little secret of ourselves, specifically a little Secret War action with a direct market cover. And we're slowly working. We got 2 more volumes that we want to pick up of Thor, but we knocked that down to 1 more volume because we got Heroes Return. I believe this is volume 1. So all we need to do is pick up volume 2 to be able to wrap up our Thor run and have that pretty up, niced up with a bow. And this character we went a little deeper into that I was not expecting to go as deep. But, well, Ollie's had a different mission, because this is something that BJ Kicks ends up having. And at the time of filming this catches up us with the character, possibly. But we ended up picking Wakanda, World of Black Panther. And the second Ollie's trip got us Black Panther, the early years. And the final, but not least book that we ended up picking up is a book that, well, one of you guys ended up talking to us about picking it up. Because you guys saw that we ended up picking it up at Black Panther. I want to say it was Black Panther by Priest, Volume 1, where you ended up actually dropping down the comment about it. And I want to say it's hardcover Hideout. If not, I'm going to give you credit. And if it's not you, I apologize. Let us know in the comments down below if that was right. And I hope it's right. If not, next video, I'll fix it. I apologize for it, though. But that ended up being Black Panther by Hudlin. I think that's how you ended up saying it. This is the one that we ended up remembering. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe there was actually a motion comic book of this being made. But this is what I remember of for Black Panther. And this was definitely something I needed to pick up to be able to wrap it up. And at the time of this, there is one that is up for pre-order for, I believe, a Black Panther, the early years, volume 2 or something like that. That I ended up needing to pick it up. But I think in the omnibus, I have all the Black Panther that's currently in print. So that's something exciting. That's something awesome that we have a collection for our Avengers. Granted, it's a little bit different because we're collecting it all across the lines. But we did that with Thor, it looks like. And then we also have Captain America. But that's only one run of that. Hulk, we have a little bit of chaos with. And I have no Iron Man. Should I pick up Iron Man? Is there something I need to pick up? I mean, Demon in a Bottle sounded like a really good one to be picking up, but I never really got into Old Shellhead. Let us know down in the description, down in the comments of a run that you would suggest us to at least look at on Marvel Unlimited. Holy smokes, that was a problem. But, alright, that's the haul. But if you want to have your own haul, you could go visit Organic. or Grand Price Books. I'm back over this. Man, this is a struggle all day. You can visit our folks over at Panel Bound Comics, good old PBC, where you can use the discount code of Fifth of Jack to save $2 off. Or if you have 4 or more books, you can use the discount code Jack It Together to save 5% off your entire order instead. Orders of $30 or more ends up having some free media mail shipping. That way you end up having the book that you ended up clicking to be able to order, to be able to have that sent and delivered right on your doorstep in the condition that you ended up wanting. Thank you for watching, and until next time, we'll see you later.